This is a quick and dirty on-the-fly video in which I'm going to show how my students who use the eText of the AGI NAGT Lab Manual should prepare their response documents for submission and grading. On the left here I have the eText of the Lab Manual, and right next to it I have a Microsoft Word document that's just a blank document. And the first thing I want to do is name that document in accordance with the naming convention that my students are using. So the naming convention is you name it with your last name dash activity and then put the activity number 2-1, 15-4, whatever it happens to be. So an example, if my last name was Rodriguez, it would be Rodriguez-activity 2-1, if that's the activity that I'm responding to. So we're going to name this blank document, and I'm using Microsoft Word here, and I'll name it Rodriguez dash activity 2-1, because that's the one I'm going to take a look at here. I'm going to stick it in the desktop, and now I'm ready to roll. Over here in the eText, what I'm going to do is go to activity 2.1. I'm going to come up here to the menu bar and scroll down until I find Chapter 2, Plate Tectonics, and come down here to Activity 2.1. Okay, fire that baby up and get rid of this sidebar so I can actually see it. So, what all of these activities have at the top is a place to put your name and your course and date and so forth. So over here in the Microsoft Word document, I am going to type activity 2.1, okay, a couple of spaces, and I'm going to type my name, Edgar Rodriguez, and then I'm going to put in a few spaces and say what the date is, July 21, 2020, then a couple of spaces. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan through this activity and find places where it asked me for a word or a number response. So here's section A, and there are some things related to a map in section A, but problem 3 here has an actual answer. So I'm going to write in here A3 period, a couple of spaces. I'm going to work on the problem and I come up with an answer. So let's just say my answer is north. Okay. I have no idea what the actual answer is, so I'm not giving anything away here. Hit a return, maybe a couple, and come down and scan for another place where I need to put in a word or a number response. A lot of this particular activity has to do with annotating a graphic. So down here in part C, number 3, I have an answer that needs to be in kilometers. And let's say it's 20 kilometers. Okay. And then I've got C4, another answer that is supposed to be in kilometers. And let's say it's 25 kilometers. Again, I have no idea what the actual answer is. I'm just going for an example here. Now, the real guts of this particular activity has to do with annotating this graphic. Okay, so the way we're going to do that is we're going to click on that graphic, and it opens up another window where that graphic is the only thing in the window. What I can do now is I can print that thing. Okay, so I'm going to hit print, and then I'm going to run over to the printer. I'm going to grab the piece of paper, and I'm going to go back through all of those problems, activity problems, read the directions, and annotate this paper copy of the illustration. So when I have my answer on this piece of paper that has the illustration on it, I'm going to use my smartphone to make a scan of that. I'm going to hold the smartphone very still and make sure I have the answer framed in the screen of my smartphone, and I'm going to take a picture of it. Now, exactly how to do that is explained in this document, and you can pause the video and jot down the URL of this document, but it's very helpful to get you to the point where you can use your smartphone to take a picture of the document that you want to submit for grading. So now it's time to take the scanned answer and insert it into this Microsoft Word document. So I have my cursor down below the rest of the answers. Sometimes you're going to want to put the cursor in between answers depending on where the answer should sit logically within the series of answers you're submitting. And in Word, I can come up here. There is a menu called Insert. And the first option here on my computer is Pictures. I'm going to insert a picture that exists on my computer in a file. And so I'm going to go find that file. Let's see, it was called something like, there it is. Okay, so there's my annotated answer, the annotated graphic. And when I hit Insert, it becomes part of this Microsoft Word document. Okay, so I've got the activity number, I've got my name, I've got the document named properly, I've got the word and number answers, and now I have a graphic answer all in the same document. I'm going to save this Word document, okay, and then I'm going to save another copy of it. I'm going to save as, and this other document is going to be saved as a PDF file. Okay, and I am going to export that document. And now I've got the thing that I want to submit. Okay, it's a PDF file where all the answers are in that file, and I'm going to follow the instructions that are in the home page of the course, and they're listed out in this little document called labsubmitinstructions.html. Just follow those instructions, and your finished laboratory activity responses will be able to be submitted to your teaching assistant. So roughly, that's how you do it. And so you make a Microsoft Word file. All Baylor students have access to Microsoft 365, and so you have access to Microsoft Word. Let me know if that is a problem. You put all of your responses into that Microsoft Word file, including the graphics responses. You save it as a Microsoft Word file, then you save it as a PDF file, and you submit the PDF version of that file for grading. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.